Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
L'Amérique n'a pas loupé nous. Quand il y a Sylvie, il y a quoi qui j'ai loupé prince. L'Amérique n'a pas loupé. T'as bien de moi avec nous. En ce moment, on va battre au moins néo. On t'a dit à ta moumoune, on s'est battu pour moi dit quoi. Abela lo kan yo. Ka go so adu lo. Hey. Awaye. Ati o lo a. Yao. Abela lo kan yo. Ni vito jogba yi. Ni vito number. Ma ti si mo kan yo. Manager Gigi. Ouais, que jamais forcé. Si tu connais. L'animateur Choco, non, c'est y a 5 de Toyebi. L'homme a tout fait pour Mivito. Aniché les deux.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Good evening. Good evening, folks. Samson to Liberian Public Radio. I want to thank you all. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please share this video as much as possible. I want to say many thanks to all of you. Safety. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again tonight. For those of us that know you, we're so happy. We're so happy that you are there to guide us. Thank you. My Lord, we want to thank you for your continued blessing to the Republic of Liberia, for your continued blessing to the people of the Republic of Liberia, for your continued blessing and protection to the leadership of the Republic of Liberia. We want to thank you. We want to thank you, and we will continue to praise you. We will continue to ask you to protect all of us, and we want to thank you. We want to thank you for the blessing. We want to thank you for the guidance. We want to thank you for everything. We want to thank you. We'll put out our President Bakai, in your hands again tonight. And he was in your hand. He's always been in your hand. And we'll pray for them. Thank you. My Lord, we ask that you bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, folks. There was some incident today in Monrovia with our president. And because of the blessing of God, we can rest assured that he's okay. He's not a young man. He's old. So every little stuff that might come his way get us concerned, because he's our father. He's our president. He's the president of the nation. And he told us that he was coming to do a lot more for us. And so whatever little thing that happened, every one of us will be very much concerned. And I think the concern was truly demonstrated here today, as many of us were glued to our social media apparatus, making sure that all is well. And yes, indeed, all is well. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. You're wonderful. You're wonderful. I'll come back to that later. On the day of the inaugural program, President Waka disputed the figure from President Weah about $40 million or so, whatever it was. But I'm not a money person, so I don't like to get myself involved in these kinds of conversation much. Because when I get involved, it's strictly based on common sense, which I don't have. It's based on educated guess, which I don't know. It's based on education, which I don't have. I'm not even a high school graduate. How can I even get involved in these things and try to make sense? But I'll do my best. So from all indication, what we saw in the social media and whatever it was, that let me wrap myself in the flag of Liberia a little bit tonight, folks. Samson told Liberia Public Radio. I'm wrapping myself in the in this flag, the Republic of Liberia flag. What can you do to me now? I'm beyond the flag. You can't hit me while I wrap myself around the flag. You can't say anything bad about me. You can't say anything bad because I'm behind the flag. You respect the flag, and you have to protect that. The flag is protecting me. Folks, I like it when I do those kinds of stuff. I want to welcome all of you that are tuning in. We appreciate you. We say thank you very much. Samson too. So I was also hoping this afternoon, I was glued to the phone, to be honest. I was hoping to see the public works minister, who is not an engineer. I was hoping for him to come in and talk about the engineering process of public work in Liberia, but he didn't come out. I'm not too sure why, but we'll find out. Maybe he'll be on tomorrow. But let me go back. So the issue for me about this money, you see, if you put yourself in situation in this type of election process, when the election is over and you do not have the ability to put aside electionary process and issues, you find yourself in these kinds of situations. Former President Weah told us he had 40 million in there. And in the president's inauguration, I mean, not inaugural, but the State of the Union, that he said there's only 20 million, I think, something like that. So what is the difference with what happened to the balance of the money? And now Americone, who I believe also, you see, yes, they think they like Americone. He used to be Minister of Finance. So I'm sure he knows all of like me coming from here now. And then I guess somewhere, and they're talking about road design. And instantly, I know the intricacy of road design. I shouldn't be asking too many questions. So, but Americone is asking Honorable Talu to report to them, to the Senate, what is the true balance. And so we'll find out. We'll find out. But what I suspect, and I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I put my foot in my mouth. So I could be wrong. But what I suspect was that these young people decided they are still, specifically the Unity Party people, it seemed to me they are still in the mode of campaigning and they can't get out of it. So most likely because of that, they are now putting things in Ambassador Baka's speeches that don't belong there. But we'll find that out. We'll find that out. So as we sit here tonight, we once again want to thank God for intervention. That President Baka is fine from all indication. But I will play the video. I'll play the video. Don't worry, I'll play the video. But one of the things that I took out of the video, there's lots of stuff that I took out. But one of the outstanding moments was that President Baka was not shaking as old as he is. You would think after the incident he should look around as a security person, say, what happened here? He didn't. After the incident, he went ahead, shaking people's hand as though nothing had happened. Yes, that is my president. Oh, I love it. I love it. And let me dance for that a little bit. Folks, this is the one I got pissed and fun so up. But let me dance anyway.
Le père, votre vignon. Cadeau! Baïmaoa! Abegnoa! On s'en trouve peu à Begnoa. Moi, non, Kai. Faut de siate de Sébi. Susu!
Yes. We got Baka. We got to dance. We got President Baka. We got to dance. Where the one coming from again? Why you put that thing there? Why you put that thing there? Why you coming here again for? Why you coming here again for? Why you put that stuff there? Who invite you? You see me dancing, you coming to disturb my dancing. Who invite you? Nobody. But anyway, come on in. That's my little brother, Mr. So, who's happening to be the CEO of the platform that I'm getting ready to get out. I'm going independent LPR. He'll come on and I'll find out. And I bet you, where I ask you and say, big brother, sorry, don't go. Mr. So, thinking about going independent, leaving LPR. What is your view on that? You will say sorry. What is your view?
Where you say you're going?
I say I'm leaving LPR and I'm going independent as independent LPR. What is your view on that? You as a CEO?
That's something strange. The government has been factionalized. The media can do it factionalized as well.
I thought you were gonna say. But anyway, folks, Samson to Liberian Public, being joined by Mr. So. Hopefully, other panelists will be on here. So, as I was saying earlier, and then I'll bring Mr. So in. This money issue, we're not going to take it lightly. If this new administration, people put in that inaugural, in that State of the Union address, where he said this amount that the president listed, former president we are listed is not correct, and come to find out that it's correct, we would demand President Baka to do an investigation, and whoever inserted that in there should be suspended. Because we're not here for campaign anymore. Everything now is for government. Not one thing. And then the second thing I want to bring out here is the appointment. This appointment, there's two appointments he has. The first one, the foreign ministry, yeah. But there's justice ministry. People, specific group now in Liberia are taking on his corrupt behavior because his corrupt behavior are documented. And those were things that they were sent to President Baka before the appointment. So why did he not pay attention to it? Samson will go deeper into that. But now that I have Mr. So with me here this evening, Mr. So, thank you for joining me on my show, by the way. Thank you very much for joining me. The first question I want to ask you is, how are you doing this afternoon, sir?
You see me looking well, healthy, great. Guess what I ate this evening?
What did you have? What did you eat?
You want to know?
Oh, don't forget it. That's my business. That's my business. Oh, I know you're looking healthy. That all count.
Yeah.
But where the food come from, sir? Where you get the food from?
You asking me where the food comes from?
Yeah. Okay, that's my business. That Chinese food? Oh, no, what? Okay, that's my business. Okay, let's forget it. Let's forget it.
I
So,
want
Mr. So,
I want a grand jury today, by the way. You know what a grand jury soup is?
oh, a palm butter and fire coal, you coming in America?
Correct.
You coming to eat palm butter and fire coal in America? You think that's what we eat?
Yeah.
And then white people found out they will suspend your palm butter bowl because you can't eat fire coal and palm butter in America. You can't do that.
I think I would be much better off than someone who slaughter goat every Saturday. That's an animal.
Oh, why do we go? Why did I even fall into this trap? Okay, forget it. Let's forget about food business. We hear the top business.
Let's make progress.
Okay, thank you for joining me. We appreciate it.
Good to be here, the Liberal. How are you?
Thank you, thank you. What's on your plate this evening?
Well, too much is ongoing. You just hit one of the points.
Let me say to the audience now that you joined me very early, so let me sit down so we can have the conversation. Go ahead, Mr. So.
Yeah, like you were just talking about, it's a serious thing. We don't know who is telling the truth, and I think someone should speak out. More or less, the government in charge of the day. Our government said this is what we have. The incoming government said this is what I monitored yesterday. There was CDC. I'm not sure, but it was like a reporters. And it still remains firm with their positions with respect to the amount that was announced by the outgoing President Weah. They are confident, they are sure of that. Even Senator Belson Garfield was speaking for the Senate for the CDC. So it's quite interesting to see what is playing out. Now we, like you said, Senator Amara Coney is seeking clarification. You know, he's on this whole banking, finance, and all of that. But I strongly believe that they know what's going on because
I know that.
Beyond the point.
And I want to point out something very quickly. You know, we all watch Spoon. So Witherspoon this evening, he tried to change the subject matter. And when he does that, that means this incoming government have serious problem. He tried to say, don't look at the 40 million to 20 million, don't look at it. But the government of Liberia has so many accounts. That's the one you have to look at. And I think if that was the case, if that wasn't mentioned in the State of the Union speech, the fact that the president would take time, you have the entire 3 government present, by the way, of the Republic of Liberia. And he made that statement. For me, it's very important that we find out what the truth is. Because why would President Weah leave office and say, this is the amount that I'm leaving when he knows he doesn't have that? So, or why would President Bakai comes in and say, this is the amount they left when he knows that's not right? That means somebody is not telling the 2 gentlemen and they're not giving them the true picture of what is happening. So we'll find out. But if it is on this incoming government, I will talk about it for almost a week. Every day, I will talk about it because we can't let this kind of mistake go.
Well, the challenge that burdens is on you for those of you who praise sing and so much enticed with these guys because of your political support and loyalty. The burden is on you, and your audience will hold you responsible as to whether you
know me. I will tell the audience. I will be truthful with them, and I will talk about it. But if people like breakable, then start. I said, now you business. What do we do? You saw me wrapping myself around the Liberian flag. Yeah, once I wrap myself around it, you can't do nothing.
It doesn't mean anybody can wrap themselves around the flag. It's nothing. As far as I'm concerned, it means nothing to me.
Mr. So I cannot be wrapped around that flag, and you personally turn and try to attack me because the flag is supposed to protect me. You know the rules.
No, the flag is not a shield. You can't be behind the flag and do bad things, and you think the flag going to put a defense line for you. You missed the point. If that's it, if that's a reason you've been hanging that flag and you think you're going to get away with things, you say ridiculous thing here, and you suppress people's views, their opinion, because they're not going your way, then you missed the boat.
All right, okay, let forget, because I know your two patrons will soon be joining us, because once they see you, they will stop joining, but that's okay. Let's go on and talk about the money issue. Let's speculate a little bit. Where you think, if it is true that yes, indeed, there is what President Waka or what President Weah is saying indeed is true, that there's 40 million. What happened? What's the mistake you think will come from?
It's difficult. I'm not a soothsayer, and I tend not to be one here. I will pause a little bit and wait for the Senate to unveil. They know. My guess, what I can guess, is these people they know, and that's a good question to wonder why, in the first place, with President Weah, the outgoing president, will say something that does not represent what he's saying on the other side and the administration. So the question now becomes, the president left Everson, and this is where you have to be a quick catch into this national conversations issue. The president left, there was a turnover note prior to the official going. These turnover note outline things. I want to believe that, of course, clear cut. And if that was done, and he makes it official to say this is what. So the question now becomes the turnover note, the outgoing president speech, both as a commensurate with what is happening. If it didn't, why would the administration wait all that time? You know, I try to put out a critical, sort of thinking cap here for us to all look at in a very honest fashion.
But let's flip that a little bit. Then let's flip that.
Hold on 1 second. I think you're trying to get you're trying to find it difficult now to survive with this one here. Beyond that, there's a transitional thing. The transitional thing, I believe there's an extensive note sharing in terms of information, looking at the overhaul of the happening, how the outgoing government is going, how the incoming government and things that they are receiving, which of course finances this financial understandings of the country that is very cardinal into the process, because they want to know where they stand financially in order to keep the government running. So if there was a red flag, who conceived this information? Was the president informed? The incoming president and President Boyka was informed? If not, when did he get to know there was miscalculation or there was misinformation? Then those are clarity to the need to define.
May I say something here? Very early on, there's a gentleman, somebody is writing here. My president do not put his foot in his mouth. It is sedition that always putting their foot in your mouth. So please stay there for business. Just take my president out of it. It's between me and the CDC. Because you're hurting my feeling by putting this thing. Somebody wrote.
I think you are misplaced. You are one of those who are misplaced. If you will always be in the habit of trying to see what your viewers, your audience, their own disagreement, and you see that very offensive, then I'm sorry to say, then you are misplaced. Keep being on the habit.
Okay, all right. Let's move on. Let's move on. So another thing that I have the video of the president on an attack slide, want to be hug slide. Want to be loved, slide, whatever you want to term it. But I have the video here. But before we go to that, there's another video which I'm not going to play. But Amos Twe, the former Secretary General of Unity Party, I believe, had a press conference, not just a press, but entourage, huge entourage, in his new assignment taking over at LPR-TV. Have something like that been done before? All of the successive government that are coming and going and things like that. Is that what do you were you able to see that video?
Honestly, I didn't see. I was just trying to review a picture. I believe
it was unbelievable.
I think
it was unbelievable, as though the president is setting that this young man and the people who are supporting this, and I will be on record to say, Amos Twe most likely will be one of the most corrupt in this government. One of the most corrupt individuals in this government. Because if you're going to LPR-TV and you're going to have this in large interaction with you, you're going over there and you're having this huge press conference for people to turn office over to you. This is the hallmark of a corrupt behavior that I think he's Jefferson coaching. Now I will be right here and let him know that he's not Jefferson coaching. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Mr. So.
I don't agree with you. Wrong analysis. Your feelings it's all about your feelings. For I think you always say they say we wait and see. But for some reasons, it looked like you are addicted to Amos Stewart. You started this fight with him when he frowned, or when he was expressing his will against your friend, your brother, or whoever to John Molu, who you want to be maybe nominated by President Bouaka, and that has not happened. This is something that is getting under your skin. So he's going with an entourage does not suggest that he's going there and he's going to be corrupt. That is a wrong judgment, and this is how you got misinformed the public. So I don't know what is the basis of your argument now.
Because
that he taking the loan, are they all employer?
It's an agency.
Listen, I understand.
Look at the video. I will put the video on Thursday.
Yeah, no, you're supposed to be playing it now. If you're ready to play, if you knew you now wanted to play it today.
No, I'll still talk about it for prepare the audience.
Yeah.
So let's get one.
The political exhibitions of our politicians from time to time, that's how they look like. This is something that they sort of lady got used to, and they see it as a good side of attraction. So I'm not sure why you're freaking out.
Attraction? Is that the kinds of stuff
to the public? That's how they see it to be. I don't believe.
I don't see it like that. I see the signs
of all time to say, okay, maybe during the factional government, proportional government, where these warlords were nominating people, they say, okay, go with people.
I see it as a corrupt behavior. I see it as a corrupt behavior, because will he always try to show whatever how he works over there every time? No, he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that.
So this is why you're hold on 1 second. This is a response. Then that would be your responsibility to keep eye on what he's doing. And I'm
not going to waste my time with him. He's a corrupt human being. I'm not going to waste my time with him.
You see that? This is he's a corrupt human being.
Yeah. Because to carry this many people, more than 50, just for somebody to say, welcome. This is the department, you are now the managing director. You carry more than 50. The package as though LPR.
I can tell you.
The ridiculous thing they did. Let me just tell you. They're not only introducing themselves, but the party chairman was there as though LPRC belonged to Unity Party. Thank you, Mr. These are corrupt behavior, and I'm surprised to see the good minister of gospel following that kinds of behavior, as though this particular entity belong to belong to Unity Party. It is the Republic of Liberia entity, and you are being employed by the Liberian people. Why must you be introduced as though you're some kind of king? You ain't no king. He will fail in that position, and watch it. He will get fired in that position. Watch and see. Because people like this that goes on like that. You see people who do not assume so much of themselves. They are very serious. Those who have nothing to offer, this is how they behave. This is how they behave. They wrap themselves in the eyes of the public because they got nothing to offer. So, I'm on it. Now that I welcome you.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Now that I welcome you, let me do this small thing. And Basila Baka. Oh, I'm so happy today, Mr. Soul. This man was attacked, what I consider to be attacked today. And the interesting thing when you watch the video, Ambassador Baka, having had that rough encounter with this man, he then look around asking for rescue. He didn't look around to the security. Why? How come you people didn't rescue me? He looked around. He got out of the situation.
How can a rescuer ask for rescue? That would be a contradiction. How can a rescuer ask for rescue?
Mr. So, may I finish my statement, please? The liberal is on the floor. So he didn't do any of that. He got out, he said, like a little thing. He's strong. That young man couldn't even pull him down. He went, he ducked under the young man and continued to carry out his project by shaking hands. But what he did on a very serious note, those who were around that saw that, they were concerned. They were frightened. But because this is how, Ambassador Baga, you are a good leader. This is how the leader is supposed to be. He automatically, instantly go and ease the fear of those people. If you watch those people face it, you will see. But by him going back to shake the people's hand, it's like everything is well. I'll play the video now. I'll play the video about 4 or 5 times today. Let's play it. That's what I'm talking about, Mr. Soul. Did you see after, your mother messed with him? That karate man, you saw why he was standing at the makeup, he just lifted his shoulder, the guy hand went, the puppet smart. He's a street man. You saw what he did? He just, like a karate man. The man tried to point, he lifted his shoulder, boom, the man hand went over. He looked at it. He said, Tetan, I'm gonna begin. I'm more than than you, or else. He went back. You saw him. He turned back to the position.
He lifted his photo?
Yeah. Of those. Shaking the hand. Shaking the hand of the people.
What's about his foot? He lifted his photo? Karate?
Mr. So was speaking about the president of the Republic of Liberia. What he did today, many people in the same age group won't be able to do that. They would have been, take me in the car, quick. No. He went, after that attack, he turned around and went and started shaking people's hands. Mr. So, this is the hallmark of a leader. This is how leader ease the tension. Now, you want to discuss it in terms of the security implication and what have you?
Unfortunately, you profess to be a loyalist of the president, which is okay. But you are looking at the entertainment aspect without looking at the danger that is involved, and that is sad. For you to tend to Jackie Chan on this sort of public night right here is absurd. The president was exposed. My president, the country president, was exposed to danger today, and that has to be addressed. What were the focus of these security apparatus, the EPS? What was the security provision that was put in place? We see assassination of things happening all over the place. For those, I don't know how many persons were deployed for them to make the president to be vulnerable. If that individual was an assassin, I'm not sure whether that person, without me knowing all of the details, I don't really believe that person meant to do harm to the president. But if there was someone who was a really assassin to harm the president of the Republic of Liberia, then you shut up, you putting up and acting like Jackie Chan here. That's not what we want to be talking. That would be a different story. So people must be held accountable. That's what I expect you to talk. That's the conversation I want you to say. Instead, you're putting up some sort of EJ Raw talent show here this evening. The president was exposed. Whose fault? What were the VIP protocols? No, hold on 1 second. What were the VIP protocols put in place? That's something that to be taken into consideration.
Mr. So, we have a system in the Republic of Liberia. Under President Bakai, the Republic of Liberia is functioning well. Whatever you say, Mr. So, will you please let me talk? The liberal is on the floor. I'm not going to fight with you tonight because you're my guest. You're my guest. The president, whatever the security apparatus, whatever it is, we can be money quarterback. Those who are responsible, duly charged to carry out this function. I'm sure they are now researching and doing whatever they have to do so that these things will not be repeated next time. My job here is to tell you and the Liberian public that the president is fine. Not only is he fine, but that the way the incident, for me to describe it in graphic situation, to say the president,
the president is what? The president is fine?
Yeah, he's fine. But not only that, I need to demonstrate how the president, I mean, just by watching the video, the president is just a nimble guy. The president is just anything you throw his way. And that the man, the president, they make it. Yeah, you know, he finished showing you all again today what he's capable of doing with all the security people around. Did you see him say, "You rush me in a car"? No. After the incident, he immediately turned to the tax hand, shaking the people's hand. One thing that I really took out of this video, Mr. So, on a very serious note, is President Bakai's ability to ease the fear of so many people today. Because if you watch that, let me play. There's a lady whose hand he was shaking. Watch that lady fear, the smile, how that smile dissipated on her face. Watch that. And how President Bakai was able to reinstate the smile on that lady's face. This is how the president, a real leader, supposed to be. Not buka dancer running around here saying, wait, no. This is how president. Let me show you again. Let me show you. Mr. So, I want you to pay attention to that lady. The lady where your PhD has shaking President Bakai hand and watch the incident. I want you to watch the lady face. I want you to watch the lady face. When you see her face change. And then once Ambassador Bakai starts shaking hand, you will find who now calling me today. I say, I'll put number or where you're calling me for. And you know, oh man, let me play that. Mr. So I want you to watch this lady, please. See that lady? Look at the lady face. Look. Look at the lady face. The one in the middle right there. See the horror on her face. See that? Oh, yeah. This is how a leader is supposed to do business. Not by flying here and there. This is how the leader is supposed to restore the fear of the people. You saw the entire people around. He said, don't worry, President Bakai, I have this thing under control. Mr. So, as far as the security apparatus, whatever they did, whatever, the people will fix it. We are sure that it won't happen anymore. They're going to learn from their mistake. They're going to have the training. That's their business. That's what they do, and that's what they will continue to do. I am here to show you the good leader that we campaign for, that we brought to the Liberian people, that yes, indeed, you're now being rescued. It just shows you a little bit of it here tonight, Mr. So I'm not here to condemn this security apparatus. They will deal with that themselves.
That your behavior is just a complete mischaracterization of the conversation that needs to be kept on this network. You are not even taking into consideration. See how that person went so close to the president. If he, and like I said, without knowing all of the details, and you are not even, this is sad, you are not even taking into consideration the risk, the danger threat. That gentleman, that person, going all the way to getting to the neck of the president, if he was someone who meant to do harm, God forbid, the Tabata you're talking here, that's not what we're going to be talking. You're going to be the same one to demonize, to say whatever you're going to say about those security people. And you sit down here, you think it's something like a fun, you think the president do that. Is that what we're talking about? Is that what we're talking about? That we're fixing? We are in a volatile society. If something happened, you want to be the same Samson to and many others here going to adjudicate people without, convict people without even giving them the opportunity. You will begin to point finger. It is this group of people. It is that people did what they did. Look in the eyes of this camera. If God forbid, and that is just for discussion purposes, and you know deep down in your conscience, that was going to be your talking point. That is being ignored. And he's talking about he's stabilizing and he's telling people he gets something under control, and somebody's going to his neck that they could pull him, break his neck, or that person could have like a neck, and God forbid to stab the president in his throat, in his chest, or maybe be carrying some firearm. We know that country is proliferated with arm. It's serious. Steps should be taken to prevent this sort of things from happening. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but here's my point.
You are because
it's my point. Well, you're gonna let me talk? Let me talk. I'm not gonna fight with you tonight. But God is wonderful. Before Ambassador Booker left, they pray before you step out. Number one. And we all pray that the God we serve will protect him. And they did that today. And I'm happy. I'm not going to sit here, spend 1 or 5, 10, 20 minutes talking about the security apparatus. Those who are responsible will have the discussion. All that I ask is that those who are responsible must have an honest discussion so that we don't have this thing being repeated. But as far as Ambassador Baka, the leadership that he provided, instant leadership that he provided today, is what I'm talking about. Instant leadership. Can you imagine if that have happened and the security racing away, put him in the car and leave? You see the horror on the faces of those people. Ambassador Baka, what he did, and I want people to look at that. Forget about, there's an incident, that's fine, he's fine. But what happened immediately after that? He didn't get rushed into the hall. He didn't get rushed into the car. He didn't. He continued the process of shaking the hands of those people. The reason that I'm continuing to emphasize on this is the practice so the Libra is on the floor. The reason that I'm continuing to emphasize this is that he provided leadership by making sure those people, because he recognized that the horror on the faces of the people needed to be removed so that the people will come back to themselves and will move on. And he did that instantly by the snap of the fingers. This is how leaders think. He was able to utilize his brain today. And this is the leader we have in President Baka. Forget about the age. Today, you will not see what happened and say they put age on that. No, so you will see and know that not only does he have wisdom, but that he has the ability to compartmentalize things. And he did that effectively today. That is my argument, Mr. Soul.
complete. He moderned what his name. This guy, this comedian, how to call him? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you can call me any name you want, as long as I'm saying it and I believe in it. That's what counts. Whether you no, let me tell you, and some of the people that are writing in Tabata here, let me just tell you, your hair famous more. My hair fame your more. You can't do nothing to me. First of all, I got a Liberian flag to protect me. Number one. Second thing, I got God to protect me. No, God first. God first. Liberian flag. Then I'm black. You can't do nothing to me. I'm telling you, the leadership ability that was displayed today in this time of horror, and for Ambassador Bakai to think about he wasn't thinking about himself. This is what I want people to look at. He was not in that moment. He was not thinking about himself. He knew that he has already been, the security apparatus has been compromised. Why? What he was thinking about the people around him to say, I am okay. Shake my hand so you can feel that I'm not trembling, that I am the leader. I am the president of this country. Follow my lead and we will be fine. And Ambassador Baka displayed that effectively to the Mr. So I'm not here to come look for kumbaya or look for friends. They can write whatever they want to write. It doesn't matter.
This is very, very sad. You from a different world, so I can sanction your views, your opinion, but these are very dangerous opinions for the safety of our country. Yes, I do agree. The president remains firm, but I'm wondering what are the security tools, because that was a huge breach. That was a huge breach.
I agree.
No, you don't agree. You don't agree.
Oh, you're going to tell me what I agree with, what I don't agree with now?
Oh. Because you have a different talking, you have a different mind perception, completely divorced from the real sense of the real things that happen in the real time. You're not even looking at that. I don't know how the security came to the conclusion. Yes, the president was invited to a function and to see such a thing happening. I don't know how quickly they managed to know that the area was still safe. It is their job to protect the president. And they failed to do that. Somebody going under the throat of the president. They failed to do that. And even if the president was still firm, in order to have the situations stabilized, what did they do as a security president to make sure? Was there any other imminent threat beyond that place? Even as soon the president was going in the hall, we saw that happening broad daylight right out there. Was there any other person out there posted? What did they do in that interim to even allow the presidents to stay to have been there to say, oh, we need to secure the president at a certain period of time and see what are the situation? That's what I'm saying. But unfortunately, you blindfold your eyes. You are looking in different way, and you think it's something like a fun.
My
you
purpose
think
here tonight.
saying this, what I'm saying. Hold on 1 second. Saying what I'm saying now, then you more or less you are the owner. Let me say, President Joseph Boakai is an asset to the Republic of Liberia now, whether people voted for or voted against. That's what I want you to say. But I see why you're going on with this topic. Hold on. I try to be.
I'm not going to let you just have a train ride here all over here tonight, all over me on my show, celebrating everything like that. I say I'm not going to fight with you tonight. So go ahead and make a statement.
Yeah. So, I see why you're going with this thing here. So, supposedly, who do you think, if it wasn't Joseph Boakai as the president, who you think would have left that area and they were going to be a chaos? Because there's a you try to hook other things into this whole thing here instead of addressing the reality of the situation. So let me be clear cut. I don't like to be around about. If it was George, hold on. So if it was George, what do you think would have happened today?
I'm not here to talk about Buka Denzel. Please take Buka Denzel me out of this thing, and not about him. It is about my president. Let me say this on a very serious
note. Was he not your president?
Oh.
George,
the time over.
No, I'm asking, was he not your president?
He was, but we divorced him. We found a different person now that a person will wear. So, Mr. So, please don't transform my night. But let me just say this on a very serious note, Mr. So. Let me take this serious a little bit, and I've been serious throughout. Mr. So, the video, I'm not too sure whether you were here or were you able to watch Ronald Reagan when he got shot in Washington, D.C. The people whiskey in the car. The press secretary got shot in the face. One of the security guys got shot in the stomach, Timothy. I watched that on this day happening. Now, the point that I'm making is this. President Baka had a scary moment. We all agree. Because nobody, not the security people, not President Baka, nobody was expecting that. Now, if the guy had some sort of bad intent, it would have been difficult for all of us as we speak. But here's what I want people to understand. In terms of difficulty, in terms of human difficulty, when you have tragedy, when you have unforeseen circumstances, you, as a human being, you're looking for leaders that will tell you instantly that, yes, it is okay. We can deal with it, but it's okay.
Not at that point.
Mr. So, no. Mr. So, let me finish. The people, let's set the thing. I will play it again. The people came to greet Ambassador Baka. Ambassador Baka and the audience were not expecting what happened. So, in the process of trying to greet Ambassador Baka, who is the president they came to see, they were not there because they want to go dance to EJ Raw. They were there to greet the president. And the unforeseen circumstances happened to the president. The president could have asked, I'm shaking, take me home, or take me in the car, or let's go in the house quick. Okay?
No, why are you expecting the president
Let me finish. When the incident happened, the president didn't do any of those stuff. After doing a jujutsu to this guy, he immediately turned around, looked at the guy like, what were you trying to do? He turned back to his official duty as president of the Republic of Liberia. People were all here. Oh, the old man this, the old man that, the old man.
I'm not arguing.
I will let you talk. Please, I will let you talk. And you can talk as many times you want here tonight. I'm not going to fight with you. You got this show. The man showed. He did not show anything about age. When that incident happened, he turns around and carry on his function. I will play the video again. You can see in the faces, not only the women, the men, they were in horror. If the face was just bad. So he turned around and he demonstrated instantly as a leader to reassure the audience that yes, it was an incident, but everything is fine. Shake my hand. And in short, Mr. So I'm not done yet. Just give me one more minute, please. I don't know why you're rushing. We're not going anywhere. Just give me 1 minute. He showed his hand to assure the people that I'm not shaking. Because if it was trembling, if his hand was shaking, he wouldn't want to shake people's hand. But to reassure the people that I am okay and everything is fine and you are fine, he shook the people's hand. And you could see from the face of that lady that I showed you how Ambassador Baka was able to restore the smile that was on that lady's face. That is what I want people to look at. The leadership, the instant application of leadership, the instant to bring joy in this type of horror situation. It's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not saying the other stuff that you're going is just they're very important. But those are situations that will be dealt with later by the security apparatus, people who are responsible. Do the people need more training? Do they even need to be removed? Whatever they're going to do, they will do. But what I want to take out of this video is the instant leadership that was provided by President Baka. Let me play that video one more and then I'll give you a chance, please, if you don't mind.
I want you to stop it. I want you to stop it. Can you stop that? I want you to rewind and stop when the guy. If you can just. Okay, stop it right there. Unfortunately, this is why you don't understand. This is the guy who managed to infiltrate all of the VIP security people. That first and foremost, primary goal, primary objective is to protect the president of the Republic of Liberia. And you're talking about the president. At this point, the president does not have the authority. At this point now, the decision is with the VIPs, the security personnel, to assign that. Even if the president say, I want to be here, Mr. President, we got to get you out of here. That's what I'm saying. Sadly, you find yourself on different planet. Look at that man, look at the hands of that, look at the hand of that man in the chest. Do you see anybody there to go there to rescue immediately, to get him, to take him down? Assuming this guy had an object, knife, or a little firearm, that could have been assassination, that could have assassinated the president. That's what I'm trying to say. You talking about the president. Hold on. You were talking, I didn't talk. Hold on. That's what I'm trying to say. And you want to put this. This is not a situation where there's a cross-border incursion where the president is in the overall office and speaking to the nation to say, hey, remain calm, the Ministry of National Defense, the Joint Security, we have communicated with the Joint Security and troops are moving down. That's not a situation here. This situation we are witnessing here in real time, the president is on attack. Are you saying if there was any gunfire, let's assume there were people, it was a sort of ploy set up to entrap this president, and there was a gunfire in the crowd somewhere there, the president will go ahead to shake people's hands? Is that what you're saying? It's not a job. Is it not the job of the security, first and foremost, to safeguard, to protect this president from danger? That's their responsibility at this point. At this point, it's out of the hands of the president. And you liberal, you want to sit down here and tell us, yeah, he's take that. Is that what it calls stabilize? You scare the way you scare like this. I know you scare like squirrel. As soon as small as take break, then you run away everywhere. You will run in the back.
I faced CDC in Monrovia. 1 o'clock at night with guns. They didn't do nothing. I'm not afraid. But are you done?
No, I'm not done yet. You
Okay.
gotta be careful. Look, President Joseph Newman Boyka is the president of the Republic of Liberia. He's not the president of Unity Party. He's not the president of Liberty Party. He's not the president of whatever the funny party. He is the president. And when you are a president of a sovereign nation like Liberia, you are an asset to all. So that your ways you get in your, if you talking here like this in minute order, God forbid, if something had gone wrong here, you will be the very first person to point finger of the outgoing government to say, oh, they planted an assassin. I know you and I know you. Because you are so dishonest, you don't like to face the fight. And that's the danger when people take side, then you try to play this thing here. If you were anything, if the president was harmed today, the first finger are going to be pointed eye are going to be by, they are going to say, oh, the outgoing president. Because the other day I heard people making some, move this here, let me bring in my friend. Let's move this.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done with that video. I'm not done with that video. Mr. Soul, the video is not done. We're gonna put it back. We're gonna put it back. You can't do that. Just go ahead. Go ahead, make an analysis. This is where it was.
I heard some people were making some silly argument. Oh, the president, if you need to know, oh, where he gone? Look at the kind of thing. Why people said like they on different planet? The president, by the time he left, he didn't go to the board. He traveled. He go out of the country. So now, what has happened today? If it had gone off hand, people who have connected this with they were connected.
You finish.
So, why are you telling me
you finish?
You told me say I'm going to talk until
I jap you. You finish.
Oh, you want the Prince Johnson now to be japping people? Look, Samson.
No, seriously, Mr. So. Everything you stated here, I'm on board with you.
You're not.
Mr. So, will you please? You see,
no, but you are not on board. So why you want to pretend as if? No, I don't want you to be on your own board. Don't be on my board.
No, but you can't do that. You can't. I gave you all the time then for me to talk. Then you say I'm not talk.
No, but I'm just
black you. Because I'm running the show. Mr. So, I'm on the floor. Welcome, Alice. Thank you. I'm on the floor. So, everything you stated here in terms of the securities, labs, and all, I agree with you. Now, let me play this thing here, and I will show you what I'm talking about. Watch this, man. The president, what's going on? What's the problem?
This guy.
After that, he recognized at this time. He recognized that not only am I okay, but the horror in the faces of the audience. I need to bring them back.
It doesn't matter to me.
So, please.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Why I want you to understand this guy, this intruder who managed to.
So I don't want you to. No. Let me finish.
This is a miss. This is a misrepresentation.
You see, this is one thing about you. When you're not winning an argument, you try to pollute the conversation. Let me make my statement, and then you have the opportunity. Why will you not want me to talk? Because you know you stand on nothing. So let me finish. So at this point, President Baka recognized that there was an incident here, and we're all still here. Thank God. Now, he saw the horror in the faces of the people that came to greet him. They were there because of him. It is the recognition of that fact that he's going to do this. Watch this. You see, he's going back right there to start shaking hands. Now, not because, Mr. So please, he's not just shaking hands because he wants to shake it, but he wants to reassure the people that I'm okay and we're all fine. Let's carry out our duty.
I can't stand the talk about
a leader.
I can't stand it. This is not about leader. I can't stand.
He's still shaking. Now that same lady, she's smiling again. She's smiling again.
Will you
see the guy again? He's smiling. Okay. The other gentleman smiling. So, Mr. So, my point is not about. I'm not disagreeing with you in terms of the security apparatus. But my point is, because we have not gone to what you're speculating, the president showed leadership. That's all I want you to get at. He shows leadership to assure the audience and the people that yes, indeed, he's okay.
So listen, the survival of the president and the audience you are focusing on, which is important. This dude gained full control of the president. That
you're acting different things.
Listen. This dude gained full control of the president and the people.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Be on your own. I don't want you to be with me. Be on your own.
You don't want me to agree with you? Okay, go ahead. Make a point so I can bring malice in.
This guy gained full control of the president. I am focusing on the safety of the president. You not. You letting the crowd, the presence of the crowd to take you away. And the president shaking hand and this and that in control. That's what I'm asking you. What happened if there was one or two gunfire Will he still continue to shake hand? Is it not the responsibility of the security to safeguard, to get the president in a secure environment? Is he forced to go serve as a what, orator or some keynote speaker when his life at danger? Is that why you want to sit here to tell us? I pray that you do not get closer to this president here, because that would be a danger for the country. Do not
They don't
get
know me. They don't know me. I don't know them.
It's good they don't know you, and they will never know you. Marley Jones.
No, I welcome you. Marley Jones, don't say anything here until I welcome you.
Oh no, my party. No. I'll listen to my party. I can't do that.
You're welcome. You're officially welcome on Samson platform. Samson. Marley Jones, good evening. Welcome. Don't answer the CEO. Answer me. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. What do you make of our argument, Marley Jones?
Well, before I go to the argument, you know I'm a law-abiding, and we respect our leaders. And the CEO happened to be one of the leaders at the end of the world.
Okay.
And so his voice should shadow all other voices, especially.
It's all right.
Yes.
Okay, Marley.
I've been following the discussion, but I have one thing to tell the Liberal tonight. The Liberal, actually, he doesn't like Joseph Boakai.
That's right.
I don't like.
You don't like him.
I don't like that. Dr. Boakai.
President Boakai, you don't like him.
Okay.
If you really like him, his security will be a priority number one that you will continue to stretch on and even make recommendation. You don't like him. That one. Two, you are in denial that this country we're running is abnormal, it's fragile. You get the country infested with rebel from city to towns all over the place. You are in denial. And you think, say, what President Boakai is doing is loving the people, a leadership. It's not leadership. Probably I would say it's leadership in ignorance. You cannot love the people more than your own survival. What kind of leadership is that? You see, the same thing will keep saying the presidential flamboyancy and presidential jamboree all over the place. People coming to meet you, hugging you. It's a very good thing. Is it timely in Liberia now? No. Why? Because our security situation is fragile. You don't like this man. You pretend to really like him, but you don't like him.
Okay. Let me reply to you.
He finished.
Mr. So, I have to. Mr. So, I didn't invite you.
Let me learn now.
I never invite you on this conversation.
You want me to learn?
Mr. Made, let me reply to you.
You will never
learn.
Let him finish his point.
Let me learn.
Okay, all right, learn. Don't hang yourself in a tree. All right, learn. So we can move on.
I just want to tell you, and Collins and the rest of the folks hear that.
Collins not here.
Colin, he listening, he watching.
He part of you. He's part of you.
All right. When you on, Colin will be watching. So I just want to tell the two of you tonight and the rest of the diehard that, including Sissy, who crossed over to. I'm waiting for everybody tonight.
The man brought my knowledge. All the trouble.
Why you call it up? They're not here. Why
No. We are all in partnership on the network.
Okay.
I'm calling them in good faith.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Yes. And my
two independent voices on this network. We will stand for Liberia.
So,
we will fight for Liberia.
And the next thing I want to bring to your attention, Pato, before I turn over to you for your response. 793,914 people.
We'll bring that on.
That is 49.36% of the population.
Mali, let's finish the discussion. We'll jump into that.
No, let me conclude. Oh man, if you want to put war in my mouth, then let me shut up. Then you put it there.
Finish.
Okay.
We gather facts here to connect our thoughts.
Yes, this 793,914, about 46.36% of the population did not vote for this man. The country is divided even. And as a smart president, that showcase he's doing now, he needs to slow down. First of all, work on his security sector reform. Don't get me wrong. I don't say what he's doing is wrong, but it's not timely until he put that package in place. You see, all the analysis and the CEO was just making here about that guy, this and that. He 100% correct.
Okay.
That country is fragile, oh man. Love
Thank
this
you.
papi. He's my president. I love
Let me say
him,
this.
but I must tell him the truth. But you don't love this guy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me say this to both of you.
Okay.
You two are so ridiculous on this platform tonight. It's unbelievable. I thought perhaps you coming in will try to shine light on the ridiculousness from the CEO tonight. But you instead you decided to follow him down the rabbit hole. Let me just tell you this. Everything you say in terms of security and the mishap and the lapse of the security, I agree with everything. My point, and I will insist on that, is that the president, having recognized the situation, he decided he could have chosen to say, you know what, let's get out of here. Let's go. I don't want. If you believe what you guys thinking, that yes, you know, a lot of people voted against me and therefore people might try to harm me. Yes, he thinks like that. But in the situation, he's a warrior. And what's wrong with you? You're acting like you ain't come from the countryside. He's a warrior. You want him to come run away? So that people will say, Joseph Baker run away? He find out that he's still breathing. So the best thing he can do is to reassure the people, not because he loved the people more than himself. No. The security group that was around, if they felt that the situation was much more dangerous than what we're saying, they would have put him in a car and risk him away. But the fact that he turned around to this is what I'm saying to you too. But because of you guys came in here specifically to be ridiculous tonight, it's going to be difficult for me to get to you. And I'm not going to try anymore. After this, we're going to move on to the next subject matter. When he turned to the people, his intent to reassure that things were fine. That's leadership. That is the point that I'm making. You and myself who love Joseph Baker, and you say you're moving to Grand Gida, I'm moving to Maryland.
You don't love this guy.
I'm moving to Lofa County.
You don't love Joseph Baker.
So what are you going to tell me now that I don't love Joseph Baker? Carter, you probably call on the stuff. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Before you go to Carter, I got one question for you.
What Carter? Hello? Why would Carter be rapping? No, man.
Mr. Toh?
Okay. So,
yeah, before you get to
I'm running the show. I'm running the show. I'm changing the subject matter because I can't get to both of you. I'm running the show. I want you, Mali, you're going to move to Grand Gida. I'm moving to Lofa County. So that is the end of this subject matter. I want to thank President Baker for showing leadership. I pray and will continue to pray for him. He will be fine. He will be fine. Let's move on to.
I got a question for you.
What's on your plate?
And you trying to silence me?
Mali, what's on your plate?
No, I got a question for you. You just call my name in your explanation.
What's your question?
Okay, my question here is that you say the president is showing leadership. I agree with you. But is that the only way to show the leadership?
Mali, you people don't understand this whole thing yet.
No, I just asking you about a simple question.
No, look, that was not the only way.
Okay.
But let's take it serious for 1 minute.
Yeah.
The president and the audience find themselves in a horrible situation. Very horrible. And if you could tell from the faces of the people, you want the president, knowing full well that yes, indeed, things are fine, not to reassure those people. Then when will he provide the leadership? He should go back to the executive marshal and say, I'm fine.
What make it horrible?
Because the guy tried to attack him according to the way things were.
It never late for the president. It never late for a patriotic president to meet his people. It never late.
Okay. All right. Okay. You and Mr. So, the day Mr. So become president, you can come and be his security chief.
Well,
But for now, you're
I
still
think
fine.
you
You're
need
never our supporter anyway.
no. You need to
You were
call
never
for
our
your.
supporter anyway.
You need to call for your backup.
Right now, we don't want advice from y'all or anything. Let's move on to another subject matter. Go ahead. What's on your plate?
What's on my plate?
Yeah.
Normally, I call to Liberia. I call my brother to tell me the hot button issue.
Okay.
And when he shared it with me, sometimes I go to the newspaper to see whether it was public. But you know, our condition in Liberia, the newspaper, when there's a breaking news, it got take 24 hours before next day they put it in the paper. But anyway, the hot button issue, according to my brother, he told me was on Spoon FM. Right after the speech was the issue of why Joseph Boakai, the President Boakai, did not talk about the war crime code. And the topic in the town now was that was the mean play for the corporate to listen to it. That we know now that the war crime code is actually going to come. So that's a hot button topic in Liberia right now, according to my brother. But anyway, this was on my plate. Since inauguration.
Well, why don't we discuss that? Let's discuss that.
Okay, if you want I just wanted to share.
Yeah, let's discuss the war crime court.
Okay.
I think
so the argument now is like the argument is
Canada did a wonderful job the other day.
Yeah,
let's go a little bit into it.
Yeah, but my brother tells me that because he really monitored these things, and he wanted the auxiliary for Unity Party anyway. But he tells me that people are divided on this thing, but the opposition is running with it. That Joseph Boakai couldn't bring that thing in the present of Prince Johnson. Something went wrong, and so it's a hot button issue right now. People giving all kinds of view in from Spoon TV, because Spoon, everybody turned to Spoon TV now. Yeah. So I don't know how we see it, but from my point, I thought when a Pape made mention about that thing, when the Pape making his presentation, when he made his presentation to Parliament, I think it has more ground than even the inaugural speech. It had more ground for two reasons. One, he is talking to the 5 million people in Liberia through their representatives. One. Two, whatsoever the Pape said yesterday is on paper. We can hold him accountable for what he said yesterday for him to deliver. As compared to the inaugural speech, that was inaugural speech. Okay, he was talking to a small group of people who were invited, but this one he was talking to the Liberian people through their representative. So that will make it more concrete and more serious and more important. So with that issue being out of that conversation, it created a storm fire as I speak to you right now on the Vera radio station in Liberia.
Thank you. Before I go to Mr. So, my view on this is it's very short. Mm-hmm. I think many Liberians will be surprised. And I think Prince Johnson will regret making those ridiculous statements to say President Boakai had a heat exhaustion issue because he brought in a war crime code in his conversation.
Oh, that's why he said?
Huh?
That's why he said?
Yeah. So he making light of it. But President Boakai is a people person. He's a people president. And this is what Liberian wants. And President Boakai is not going to get out of it. So if what President Boakai suggested is that's what he's going to do. You see, the few speeches that President Boakai has been giving, if you follow those things, he's not one that rule or lead from the cuff. Most of the thing he talk about is planning and getting other people's view. And so in this war crime court, a prince doesn't want to even listen keenly. He didn't say we're going to establish it. He said we're going to put people together to look into it, to see the feasibility, to do a feasibility study, to see if it is even feasible to carry out this process in this country.
Who said that? Who said that?
Who said that?
Oh, let me read it.
No. Go back to that speech. No.
Okay, let me read it. Let me read. I have it here.
Yeah, we all have it. I'm going to my own too.
Okay.
Not even this.
Let me read it. We have decided. Listen to this. We have decided to set up an office to explore the feasibility for the establishment. We decided to set up an office to explore the feasibility for the establishment of war and economic crime court to provide an opportunity for those who bear the greater responsibility for the war and crime against humanity to account for their action in court. You see that? He didn't say.
So what do you mean? What do you mean?
He's saying he's going to set up an office to explore for the and explore the feasibility. He didn't say this is what we're going to do for people to even look.
Wait a minute now. So he didn't say the war crime code is going to come.
No. He said people are going to look into it.
Okay.
You want me to read it again?
No, that English. We maybe we'll.
Yeah, he said we will decide to set up an office to explore.
He said we have decided. So that's a conclusion.
Yeah, we have. I'm sorry. We have decided to set up an office to explore.
The government.
No, not the government. That's why it doesn't matter what entity. But the two things I want you to get to explore the feasibility for the establishment, whether it's feasible or not, to be able to come back. The committee will look into it and they will come back and make a report if it is so.
So your conclusion here now is that, wait a minute now. So what you see now, your conclusion here now is that he did not say the war crime is going to come.
No, until the people decide that that's what they're going to do.
Oh. Okay.
Because if you're setting up the exploration possibility to explore something and the feasibility of that thing happening, it's different than to say we have it set up. These are the people, the office now going to look into it, the possibility of this war crime code coming to Liberia. And if they decided based on their involvement and engagement of the community, of the country, and the country decide that yes, we do want it, then they will make a report to the person who appointed them to say, yes, this is possible. If not, they will also make the same report. And then he will make their final decision.
Okay.
The final decision has not been made.
My last question before Mr. To come in. I mean, the CEO come in. You know, the English here, we all still learning it. Even at my level, I still learning it. So I thank you anyway for that explanation. But my question now is, we have decided. So it simply means they didn't decide to bring it, but they decide to study it before they bring it.
Yes. They have decided to set up the office that's going to study it. The setting up the office, it's already been decided. They will set up the office. And it's the office that's going to look into it.
Okay.
They're going to study it.
Whether it should come now, that one answer the question.
Yes. That decision has not been made.
Oh, okay. I hope say listening to join us because this is very interesting tonight.
Where are you coming from with this sort of information?
But it's right here, Mr. Saul.
Have you not listened? Have you not prior to even in the campaign?
I think the CEO is concerned. No, the CEO not concerned about what is written. He's concerned about your interpretation. I think that's what he's concerned about.
I think you are interpreting it the total way here this evening.
Okay, can somebody, Mother, can you read it? Mother, can you read it?
It's not what in the paper now. It is the interpretation I was struggling with.
Okay, but here's the thing now. As far as
No, you know what?
So let's get it right here. Let's put it into a rest. Are you saying?
Now listen to him on interpretation.
Are you saying now the president elect? You supported, so you supported the president. You didn't know what what was his political ideology? Are you not aware that this president said the War and Economic Crime Code, Declaration of Assets, the roads, the sanitation, agriculture? Are you not aware those were his strong political ideology for which the people overwhelmingly people voted for him in the final stages of the election?
I am aware.
So why you want to walk back? I even
No,
want
I'm not walking back.
I even want the press secretary to the president during the Mika address, Charles Beyond Mika Hall at the Ministry of Information, said that, alluded and say, this is what the president, and not just only that, a closure, to bring to a closure to this whole thing. There are some other people who today they don't know the whereabouts of the people were buried. All of these things, there are a lot of things involved. So why you want to defend the indefensible? Well, it's up to the president. We are just saying these are the things the president did mention that in another.
I'm not changing anything. This is what the president stated.
So why was it here? And this is what Daily Observer reporting here. You know, Liberia, boycott omits war crime court in Sonnen.
Yes.
Yes.
And go down. Go and read that.
Yeah,
go all the way to the third paragraph.
I don't have to. What boycott afraid, blah blah blah. Is that what you're talking about?
No. The third paragraph. He said, the third paragraph. We have decided to set up an office to explore the feasibility for the establishment of war and economic crime court to provide an opportunity.
So when he said,
who bear the greater responsibility,
so when he said
crimes and crime against humanity, to account for their action in court.
Okay.
Let me ask something. Let me read something else. He said, and this is where he's being very inclusive now. He said the legislature will have it say appropriately in the matter in order to avoid the appearance of any appearance of vendetta or witch hunt. So I'm not too sure, because if I'm reading this, there's no way I will come to the conclusion that the presidents have already made up the president and these people have already made up their mind that yes, indeed, the war crime code is coming to Liberia. Far from it. Far from it. So the people who allow Prince Johnson to go and talk Tabata in the church, they did him the service. They didn't do a good service for him.
But do you know that
you guys want me to open the line now?
No, but Pato, do you know that
you can open the line?
You know that Prince Johnson will be very happy to have you as an interpreter on this thing?
But they didn't look into it.
Because this is the language Prince Johnson. Yeah.
Mali, the question, who and he decide who and him they have decided to do the exploration? When you decide to explore, who and him? Who is he referring to?
The government of the Republic of Liberia, because he's speaking as president. We have decided, the government have decided to set up.
No, but Pato, the president is a wise man. He would have still said the government. He didn't say that. He said we.
So why you think that was? Why you think what? So listen, if this is something that to create a sort of a camp of war here, which of course should not be, why you think it was injected in his inaugural speech? And it was in, and like Miley rightfully said, the state, the union, they addressed to the nation. It's is what the people look up to. Look, we must be held accountable. And what we are doing here, it shouldn't be seen or projected as, oh, the person is not supposed to go. No, we just
we hear the man or
hold on. Some of us, You were the same Samson who, after listening to President George Weah's speech at the San Montcayendo Sports Complex, and you were dancing here the same way you started dancing again, and like everything going to be milk and honey, peanut butter, jelly, were going to be flowing all around. And some of us were still apprehensive that we needed to see more to be done. Here we are, the very things we argue against, that, hey, this president was starting on the wrong footing. We are coming to these things here. The president ran on this campaign because Liberia, as a nation, as a people, needed full closures of this crime. People should be held accountable. He has said that not just only on international cable wire. You have talked about it here. You have reported it here, you liberal. But this time around now, and to reaffirm his commitment to keep his political promise to the people of Liberia, the opportunity was given to him to address the nation, not just only the nations, donors, international community, friends, people who, my guess, they have all had this conversation behind the curtain. That was omitted. Why? Because his speech writers and people that should have been in a state of the address to the nation. Instead, it was incited into the inaugural. And what we saw happening the next day, Prince Johnson, who is a taboo to this war crime code, decided to make mockery of this president and say all sort of crazy and ridiculous things. And the president does not have the courage to repeat same, because perhaps Prince Johnson will have come back much stronger or end up going explosive on him. And for you to come here to post spin on it, you can open your phone.
I hate to disabuse you on this here.
Okay.
I'm not putting spin on something that is written in the inaugural speech. And my own speculation, reason why it wasn't stated in the State of the Union address, because it was announced as a feasibility study. Why would you want to repeat something that you have already set up a committee to do a feasibility study? Until that study is done, and if the recommend come from the study group, based on the recommendation that will come from the study group, then you have the idea now to know exactly how this thing going to go. You can now go to the law people, the lawmen, the legislature, and say, based on the study that we have done, this is the way we're going. But you cannot go to the house of to the legislature and say, I told you guys the other time we're going to do the study, and we're still doing a study. What's the purpose of that? So by eliminating that, doesn't mean the man is afraid or he's scared. Far from it. But he's very smart. He's already made that pronouncement. That's what I said. Prince Johnson is still going to be surprised, because he's already made that pronouncement that they are indeed, they have set up an office. They have decided to set up an office to explore the feasibility of establishing a war crime court. Now, there's no reason with that stated, there's no reason now to come back into the State of the Nation address to say, I told you guys 2 days ago we're gonna study, and we're still gonna study. What would be the purpose of that?
Pato.
If the point here is, once the people have done the study and they make their report and make their recommendation, based on the recommendation that's going to be made, you are now going to take it. And as he correctly stated, the lawmaker will be involved so that people don't look at this thing as being witch hunting and vendetta. The lawmaker will then, you go to the lawmaker and say, this is the recommendation coming from the group that we put together. And the recommendation is here. If you want the lawmakers and the rest of the people to come and decide on the recommendation, that also can be discussed. But until then, nothing has been established. But Prince Johnson, just because you heard war crime coming from President Baka, he's not going and run away. He will be embarrassed.
Yeah, Pato.
The thing about it, Mr. Suamale, one thing I suspect of these people, most of the time, they don't want to read. They just listen and run with it. Ambassador Baka was very explicit, very explicit. He said, we have decided to set up the office to look into the possibility
Is that
having
a
a war
first time?
crime court.
Is that the first time speaking on a war crime court?
No, but in this form where he has taken the
Is
leadership
it
of the Republic
equivalent?
of Liberia, that was the
Is
first
it,
time.
is it equivalent to what he has said in the past, or is it different?
I'm not going to worry about what he has stated in the past because he was not the leader of the Republic of Liberia at the time.
Oh,
So
he
he
was
was
camp-
speaking.
No,
I
no,
can
no.
say anything. I'm a
He
private
was
citizen. But
campaigning
once
and
I take
making
the
a lot
leadership
of
of the
messages.
Republic of Liberia, where
Oh,
I
that
have to
was.
take decision for the entire nation.
Oh, okay. So
government.
those one were political talk, right?
Mr. So you can characterize it as any way you want it.
But Pato, hear my question.
Go ahead.
To really be frank with you, I don't know for what reason it did not appear in the address to Parliament.
I just told you.
No. The reason you gave me, I far from that reason there. I don't accept it.
Okay.
What I'm saying, I'm beginning to sense that this war, crime, economic crime whatsoever, I'm beginning to sense that it's going to be dead upon arrival. That's what I'm beginning to sense here. And if Joseph Boakai twists his hand on this thing, the same people that you saw surrounding him from that video you showed would be the same people that will want to crucify him, the same people. Because if the war crime doesn't come, there's a caveat there. Uncle Sam is not going to send 1 cent in our country. Because that Uncle Sam interest there, I can tell you right now. And you don't have money to get a government to even pay the civil servant.
So
okay. So it was done. I want to my projection here is that it was done intentionally. And that was the right place. In fact, it should have been the number one issue in our speech. I'm telling you.
All right.
Let me break in something a little bit, and you are expert in this era here, and I want you to let's pretend and turn these cameras off here and say we are having a closed door conversation, full pressing, nobody's hearing it. And this is where I want to put to test your honesty and sincerity in all what you've been doing here. I'm going to read this. Give me a chance. Take in. Don't hold your breath. Don't flip up. I want to read this, and let me just get your honest view and opinion. And that has to do with the president's state of address to the nation's speech in one of the paragraphs. Rural infrastructure development. Do you ever go there? You're looking at it, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Expanding and improving the road network in our country remains a top priority for my administration. While there has been some progress in road and transportation sectors during the review period, there remain considerable changes in road development. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Vice President, Mr. Speaker, legislators, ladies and gentlemen, the total paved roads in our nation's road network amount to only, he was specific, 1,131.1 kilometer, representing 8.7% of the 13,000 kilometer road network we need. This fact underscores considerable challenges in road infrastructure and the urgent need to fund road development in the country. So let's see here, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it goes down here. Let me just complete it. I don't want to push no short tracing on it. With the assistance from friendly partners, the country made notable progress in paving some primary roads, including the corridors, the Banga to Salaye, the Ganta to Seklepi, the Ganta to Yekepa, and the Saniquilit to Lokatur. In addition, as of now, 37.7% of the work on the EOWA to RIA road project has been accomplished. To access to all county capitals, the government will work to alleviate the problem faced by the commuters using our primary roads, especially during the rainy season. This situation also causes major impediments to the economic development of our people. And these primary routes are major economic corridor to all parts of our country. The restorations of the county road maintenance stations will be key deliverables. Perfect, perfect explanation. You agree with all of this?
Yeah, except
yeah, I know. Coming to that. I come and put the last hook on it. And the reason I'm drawing your attention, this is one of your passions you are being from time to time. You talk about here and still talking about here. So this is a clear indication that this government, the incoming government or President Boyka, is aware. Now, in order to attain all of this, to find solution here, I am wondering, he's speaking to the people, donors and everything. Why didn't he put on projector figure in order to attain all this here and it was just left at that? Do you think that was a good strategy? What was the reason behind that? Projected with front on rural infrastructure, this and that. If the other person do it, like, okay, we have to think big as a people, as a nation. This is what I want my government to invest in order to have a what? How you call your road then? How you call it? Highway, what's the name again? Coastal highway. No, not really far. I mean a coastal highway. Why you think there was no projected budget that his administration in the next 6 years will have used to arrest some of these situations?
The same reason why he shouldn't have mentioned the paved road and the unpaved road, because the cluster that was set up, whatever information that Ambassador Baka was using came from the past administration. And the past administration, if you're going to speak on the paved road as though the past administration have done nothing, then you shouldn't put it in there until your government take over, because you don't know how you're speaking strictly based on the information provided to you by the past administration. And then for you to say only as though they have done nothing, that is something that I frown on as well. The past administration, I don't agree with them on many things, especially road business. But if you're going to measure anything about how many roads, how many miles of road that is paved, leave it as that. Don't say only as though you have so many and only this was done. And that I don't agree with. Now, at this time, this is not time to put, they could have done it, but for me, it wasn't the right time to put money on these things. Because in order to put dollar figure on it, you're going to have an estimate. You're going to have, even if you want to do a quick and dirty estimate, you can't go with this $1 million per mile. So if he was to do the logical thing that if people do $1 million per mile with 100 and some more thousand miles, and you're going to put $1 million on it, you know how many dollars that's going to be? Knowing fully well, they couldn't do that. So he didn't put a dollar amount on it because it was just a speech of laying out the blueprint of what he intended to do. Now, once that is done,
you're coming with blueprint again?
Yes, it's a blueprint.
That's
why the inaugural speech, not inaugural, but the State of the Nation stuff where he said our vision. A vision is a blueprint. So, but the point here is when he's ready, after they actually identify those roads that are going to be prioritized by the administration, then they can come back. And in fact, the legislature have sent the budget back to this incoming administration to have their fingerprints all over the budget. So now it is the time that where they're going to go and allocate funds for specific role that the president will be able to identify. If the international community is not able to help, he can identify those roles and say, we're going to put our money right here. The road fund that he mentioned could be used to carry out those projects.
So liberal. Yes, so liberal. Do you think that then the essence of the transitional process where the government condensed, the outgoing government condensed all of our activities, they are do and don'ts, and they are passing over to record to the incoming government? Do you think that was incomplete? Because that could give an idea where they stop how they are going and all of that. Do you think that was injustice?
I don't think this whole process itself never, from my perspective, the committee, I don't call it committee to turn over committee, whatever you call it. I truly believe both sides never really got out of the election more. Everything was done from the election prison. And so they were not able to actually dialogue in terms of finding out real things that was happening in the past administration. And so they give them what they have. And just, many times what I'm hearing, other people say, I don't have that. I don't have that. And that would be it. So now it left with the incoming administration to say, well, this is the amount of money that came in. What happened here and what happened there?
Okay. Jones.
Yeah, my question to the Liberal is that the analysis you just made, it was very important. And some of the very analysis, I think we heard about them in the inaugural speech. The issue of role, and rest was talk about that too. So if
hold on 1 minute, Maris. Cutter, you gotta mute yourself. Can you mute yourself, please? Okay, go ahead, Mali.
Yeah. So if the president who have made all the analysis about role, which is also to his chest, then why couldn't he just repeat this war crime thing in this document as well? Because there are so many things was repeated in there, so many things. So why was this other one left out? Why was the other one omitted? That one I can just get on. Now it has created a firestorm among Liberian in Liberia, and now people are beginning to think that, oh, maybe the whole thing here is a hoax. It might not even come. And from your own explanation, Mr. Stowe, that a feasibility study will need to be made. So then that means there are 50-50 chances for somebody to come and say, oh, the country is still fragile. Oh, the thing here, we can't go that direction. Oh, it's very likely. Okay.
Okay.
It's also very likely that it might hold. But my question to you now is, this thing was a very, very important thing for it to have been in a document. I'm telling you. Very, very important. Even the issue of
let me borrow 1 second from you. This guy we're gonna beat him. You are my partner in progress here. And we always like to value the tweet of our follower, listener. Some people don't like to call, but they put their brains to test. And this is what Mr. Daniels is saying. And
guys, you just hold on. Let Mr. Soul finish, and I'll bring you in. Go ahead.
And the reason we're bringing this, the Liberal, you are our expert in this one here. This is what Mr. Daniels is saying here, Jacob G. Daniel. And I mean, read it, so you can say I read it. The person there, he said, Mr. Toll from Toll Town. I love this one here. I just want to know how JNB going to construct the doubled lens bridge and roll from the Gabriel Tucker Bridge to Douala. Now, you as an engineer who makes Sacramento and its environment bridges all over the zone, how realistic is this? How much, I don't know, tell us here a little bit. You here, is that something achievable? Is not adding more spending to government, where in as much as one new infrastructure, why now we handle those little one here? How is this coming about? How possible is this be? That means the whole of Douala going to be going most likely. And you got a settlement to people and all of that.
This is double link.
No, Mr. So, the only, there's one place that I will be a little bit concerned with is the Beaumont Bridge itself, the highway that go underneath the Beaumont Bridge, because those days when they built it, they didn't make the columns wide enough so that they will have 2 lanes. But that can be taken care of. But here's what I'm going to tell you. The Gabriel Tucker Bridge, all the way to Douala, it's already made. It's just for you to come and refine. The road is big enough. They from sidewalk to other sidewalk is big enough. It's more than, I would say, more than 50, 60 feet. So you will be able to have double lane and still have the medium if you know what you're doing. Now, in terms of the bridge itself, the bridge most likely, because it's still in a good condition, and that bridge is very strong. So most likely, you're just going to have to build another one on the side of it. Which side you want to build it, it's going to depend on the side that's going to provide the most economical result. And if I was involved, I would choose the right side toward the cotton tree and on the island. The reason being, as you leave the bridge and come into Town, the right side is suitable because the people that are there, they're squatting on the right of way. Whereas if you go on the left side, where the bridge of the road from Waterside, the lane from Waterside, you're going to have to come and intercept. So that is going to be a little bit critical in terms of its design geometric, but it can be done. But just for the sake of argument, I would like to put my road on the right-hand side. And as I come out of Town and pass the intersection of the street from Waterside, once you pass that, the whole thing is there already. All you have to do, that medium that have the old rail, the iron rail, those things gonna be moved, and you widen the road. The road itself, if you look at the pothole in the entire corridor, they are not anything more than a foot or a foot and a half deep. Because why? The road itself, the foundation of the road is very strong. So the pothole can only go to the new pavement that have the new rocks. So once the rock comes up, when they hit the old pavement, the pothole stops. It doesn't move anywhere else. So if you take that through Looking Town, and I drove that road so many times. If you take that road through Looking Town and you get to Bonbon Bridge, then you will face some problem because the weight of the corridor under the bridge is very small, unless you're going to have anybody that's using the railroad to say move your columns and make it a little bit bigger. Or if no way, you're going to go around it and you make that center column as your center column and put a railing around it. So those things, it can be done. The main thing I want you to understand here, what President Baka is talking about, it can be done. And it will be done. Because why? He doesn't have to dig anything more than 2 feet to be able to provide some stability on the road. So, and the road itself is already widening.
Okay.
Okay, my other question before Pajor come in. Are they going to break people's houses from your explanation?
Don't put it like that. If you put it as such, then you're asking them to say they're going to use eminent domain. Now, eminent domain might be used, but in Liberia, they might not understand the process of eminent domain. Eminent domain is where you go. The government says, because of an emergency situation, because of a critical situation, critical infrastructure, we're going to have to take your house, sell it to us. Where there's no dispute, you're going to have to sell it. You can't say no. If you don't sell it, they will buy it and give you the amount of money they want.
But when it's not the same thing as breaking the people down who voted for you, because people down that voted for you.
No. The phrase, the phrase you're using is wrong. The phrase you're using is wrong.
He's here.
No, the terminology you're using is wrong.
But no, they're not going to approach it like that. Most likely, they're going to make those people that build the shanty in the right of way. You're going to go in the community and carry the ponytail show and show it on the wall to say this is the right of way. These are your houses, and the right of way is behind your house. You're going to have to either move it or we're going to have to move it. Now, most likely, President Baka will want to give some sort of money, but it's not going to be the exact whatchamacallit. Guys, let me take these two guys here, and then we can go on with it. Mr. George, hold on 1 minute.
That means they will not break their houses?
Huh?
That means they will not break their houses?
Thank you, Mr. Toll, for the show. I got two little concerns and that you guys been discussing. One is the incident that took place at the graduation ceremony with the president, and the other one that you guys discussed before coming to this role project. Yeah. So I mean, the World Economic Crimes Court establishment that was not present in the president State of the Nation address. I think the question to you was why the president didn't, add that in the State of the Nation address when he met with the Senate and speaking to the nation. And then you pivot, you said yes, he did, but you didn't. Instead of you saying he did it in the speech when he was inaugurated, and, you diverted to say, okay, you say, yeah, he did it. And I think the panelists were not referring to his inauguration speech, they were referring to the sauna at the Capitol. But anyway, you were able to, navigate around there.
Why
But,
would you say that? Why would you
when
say
do
that I
these things.
navigate as though I have no tools to navigate around it? I explain myself
Yeah,
effectively. I didn't just
you
navigate
were
around it.
referring to the president's speech
Pato, don't make power with a man.
at the Capitol when he met with the Liberian people there. They were not talking about his inaugural speech. And so that way you play deception on them, and Mr. Sowell passed to get it, and try to put in the direction he wanted
All
to
right,
go.
we're not going to relitigate that. Go ahead, make your point.
Okay, to be honest with you, it was at the Senate he was supposed to talk about his intention to push for the World Economic Council because that's what he ran on, and these are some of the things.
So
that
let me ask you,
him.
and I think that will break your neck, and you will move on to the next. The fact that he made a statement at the inauguration, because he didn't make it during the sonar speech, does that negate the fact that he already made a statement in the inaugural speech? Does it mean it doesn't exist anymore?
Well, the fact that after that thing came out in at the Capitol when he did the inaugural speech, it created tension among his trusted.
You see, you guys are assuming too much. No. Move on to the next one.
This is not. Give me a chance. Let me land on you. Ask me a question. This is not an assumption. You heard it from Prince Johnson Moss. It was not something like yes, said,
and I just debunked what Prince Johnson was saying. Prince Johnson and his people did not read.
No, you the one that have to debunk it. Prince Johnson is an ally to this man. Prince Johnson is the one that made this man president. Prince Johnson is saying to this man that if you talk about one economic crime code, you will pass out, make fun of him. So when he went to the Senate, he was afraid to stay there because apparently.
So what did your president tell you after this? Is why he? What is
your next one?
Is the security breach.
Okay.
The security breach, right? The security breach. There's no way in this world that a president will have those many security around him for a citizen to walk directly to his security and go close to a person, almost putting his hand around the neck. I think this thing was designed to distract the Liberian people from pushing the case that the president lied. That the president lied when he stood in front of the Liberian people to tell Liberian people that the former president also lied.
So how can you, while you're jumping off of the Empire State Building without parachute, how are you going to connect those two now?
The two is because they want to distract the conversation. The conversation is that the First Nation address.
You're too educated. You're too educated.
Don't even go there with the education. We
You're
all
too
trying to feed
educated.
up.
No, you can't do this.
No, you
You're
cannot
too
tell
smart.
me how
No,
to
you're
interpret
too
what
smart
happened.
to put yourself in these kinds of conversations.
No,
They
you
don't
cannot.
fit you. They don't fit you. Those type of conversations don't fit you.
Can you give me chance? I know it gets you under your skin. So just give me chance to learn. You can take it. Your liberal progressive.
You got
everybody
two more
was quiet
seconds.
for you.
Go ahead.
No, I ain't got 2 more seconds. Hold on. Because I will check my county on it and then the whole station will go off. But anyway, honestly, I think it was designed.
You not made you call cartel, just now go off.
I see. So I think it was designed to distract the Liberian people from understanding why this president will lie. On his first nation address to say he was only left in the consolidated account with $20 million instead of $40 million as the previous president said. And I think that was the conversation because now the Senate has seized this thing so that people can come up to Capitol Hill and see who's saying the truth. Whether President we have said the truth or Joseph Boakai is saying the truth. So this is where, and I know the United Party, they are good for doing that. They are good for distracting the people. And so these are things that
let me go to Brigable. Thank you. Brigable, go ahead. Thank you, Carter. Brigable, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much for the show. But before I say anything, Mr. To, now everybody will say praise singing someone for you.
No, go ahead.
Now everybody will say fire, will be praise singing you, or praise singing your boss, your godfather president, Joseph Boakai. We have opposite view. If you understand the opposite way, we too understand the other side. So do not expect everybody to talk the same way the way you're talking. Now, let me come to the issue. First of all, I said it the other day, I said it all the time.
You're going to put foot in your own mouth again tonight. Go ahead, come to the issue. Show me.
I said it all the time. There's two governments are coming in power. And this is what we're seeing. I said it yesterday again. The president's people were like somebody said on campaign ground or campaign move. Because the whole thing said, how can you tell somebody say I will pay 10,000 RTC for 10,000 people will be trained? Training the 10,000 people, training for what? No explanation. You get out again. You see, everything you say, no explanation, no backing. You just say, hey, we're finding explanation. Even the great member, when mentioned that on the Sunday, the president talking, and not just because of saying words from the mouth. You had to defend it, and you had to back it up. How you going to do it? To make people know what you're going to do. Look at what we just said. The president talk about war crime code. Even you talk about war crime code, the way surrounding because the non-convention or in surrounding. But the other place he went, there where the law is, there where the people made a law. So if you want to make a law or bring war crime code, these are people that I will discuss it. This is a place that you want to discuss it and say, I want to bring war crime code.
Thank you.
So that's why it's all the things you saw be saying that place. But because he's so bring yourself, I tell you, I said two government in power. Uno president, uno national is different from president, uno sir. So if you say something, the president will say he had to teach it.
All right, thank you.
So what you are saying? Look,
thank you.
In that said President Boakai not want to say more. But the condition is in, you cannot stay for a while and stay for a while. So because of that.
What condition in?
I didn't know.
No, I don't know.
Do you know why they call it speech short? They call it speech short because they need breath control. You lack of breath control. So the more you stand and be really.
Thank you. It's just a matter of time before you put your foot in your mouth. Thank you, medical doctor.
That's why they reduce the speech.
Okay.
You see all the speech in nine land because when you say something they want on defense, they take it from there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Like I said, your CDC, your CDC, you're very good at putting your foot in your mouth. You're gonna come here, you said because of the man breathing breath, they got his speech. That's fine. Mr. George, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. What's on your mind? You can just wrap it now because we're gonna
let me just say breakable. Go and read the man's speech. You said he didn't say anything about 10. He just said 10,000 people. He said for what? He said for information communication technology. That's why he proposed. He made it mentions that these people will be trained in those areas. So don't say he didn't say anything. He just said 10,000 people. It's right there. So sedition. I don't know what really you want to do. Kete, you said, you refer to Honorable Baka as liar. You're the same people when someone did refer to Joe, call Joe we are liar, get mad, says an insult to the president. But you're tonight, you're sitting down, calling in and referring to an elected president as a liar. Kete, you're sedition. These were when people did mention, you got angry.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Toh. How you doing?
Oh, fine. Hold on 1 minute. Mr. George, can you hold your peace? Let this guy say what he want to say.
Your line is
going to be the
bad,
last
Mr.
call.
Toh. I'm not getting you clear. Your line is bad.
Okay, go ahead. Say what you want to.
Thank you for the topic this evening. The very first thing I want to address is the first issue that you raised concerning Ematue. You cannot judge a book by the look or by the cover. Ematue was early government when CDC government took over. They fired him. After when they fired Ematue, it took 6 months. Money was still coming in Ematue account, and Ematue turned the money to CDC government. We're all taking a sing for that money. Regardless about the argument between you and John Malou.
Hold on, Mr. Cooper. Just hold on 1 minute. Let me merge this other color. Hold on 1 minute. Okay, Lion Tail, hold on. Cooper, go ahead. Finish your statement so Lion Tail can come in.
CDC.
Okay, so and he turned the money to the CDC government and saying that money were not missing. So being that he taking over the LPR-TV and rejoicing because he had a press conference, he wanted the party chairperson, and he will be corrupt. I don't think it's right for him. He's a very young man. There are many young people in Liberia who didn't do that. You leave the government says sending money out in your account for 6 months as a deputy a minister or director and send the entire money back to the government. We should applaud him for that. Besides the issue concerning the war crime and economic crime, I don't think it's something for us to defend getting the government, just a broader government. Because it's a matter that we run our campaign on, that we're going to bring a war and economic crime. So if you go down there, a second president, you say something, your word is what makes you a leader. You should stand by it. Regardless of what judges support you. Maybe Jordan did it, and they had an intention of running for the second term. But if he decided to go for 1 term, then he do the right thing, getting what he told the Liberian they should live by it.
Okay.
So it's not something for to sit down there and say, oh, and he's setting inaugural speech, they saw the United Nations because we shouldn't get excuse for that. This is what we told the people that see we're not doing the right thing. So we would have to do the right thing. We should not go by and get into old days.
All right.
We shouldn't go back to old days. They have a scene that say when your tea is chocolate, you can still make it. So that doesn't become a tea is chocolate, getting that way. Balance. Labor, your word is what makes you a man.
I'll go take the dentist and move them from there.
The president today, to me, even the president said to race. Because when that instant topic, even on sponsor, members of the Union Party coming out there to say that the team were not working, were not to the president, how do you know? Look at the name over the president's shoulder to her neck. You may do it, getting people looking at that you may do it, getting say it does nothing, but it's very good. It's a security that done because it was a security that Jawia did. Remember, the man went to Jawia at that time, the man in him. And the security never took it action against that. So the very first we should applaud the security for that. Thank you for giving the time getting to express myself, Mr. Toh.
Thank you. You're always welcome on here, and you always make some selling point. We really appreciate you calling. Thank you very much. Okay,
Thank you,
Lion
Mr.
Tech, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for taking my call, Mr. Torre. I'm at work, but I'm going to give my take on this one.
Make
Well,
it
I
quick,
don't know
Lion
why
Tech.
my brother Cheto was on the side reading my mind, because that's what I want to say. Mr. Torre, as a liberal, I know you, Mr. Torre. You got some truth in your soul. But stop, it's nothing, there's no longer time to be pretending on the show. It's high time that you guys exhibit, whether you are a conservative or you're a liberal, whatsoever, your proof to the Liberian people. Please, Mr. Toad. Kept on reading my mind, seriously. It was orchestrated by the Unity Partisan to create two conditions to distract our mind from the money situation. And secondly, Waka is trying to create a condition where
hold on, please, 1
minute.
Hold on, Lion Tech, hold on. Let me merge this up. That will be the last caller, folks. This will be the last caller.
I know it's gonna be the last call. I'm sure of that.
Yeah. Go ahead, because they not going. It's gonna go my way tonight. So go ahead, Lion Tech.
Yeah, President Waka is creating a condition where he will be a serious dictator that any dictators in the history of Liberia.
Wow.
Just watch and see.
Okay.
You know, that will orchestrate by them, you know, to distract our minds, to take our attention from that money issue. President, we also have achieved all the great respect around the world. The people applaud him for conceding all that. President, we are not going to put a foot in his mouth. You know, obviously, the 300,000 plus, see how the way they dish out that money. That's the tell you. But no, it's high time to defend your integrity. Don't put integrity on the line for unity partisan, for unity for Baka.
Thank you.
Thank you. You know, we're trying to tell the truth now. You want to cut the sedition out.
No, that's right. I said thank you, because another person behind they want to make a call, they want to talk. Okay.
I'm working also too. I don't want to take your time to but just think of your team.
Okay, but Lion Tech, let me tell you this though. I really appreciate you calling in all the time. Thank you very much.
Well, you don't sometimes too. It's terrible you begin to be in church to express ourselves in the church, but the real fight is on.
Okay. All right.
So I will just leave it at that. I'm working right now.
Leave it like that before you put your foot in your mouth. So let's leave it like that. Thank you.
Brother, you put your foot in your mouth once in a while, brother. You preach deception.
Bye.
Bye. Don't do that. Don't put that.
No, bye-bye. Go ahead, caller. Yeah, you're the last one.
You, when they catch you, when you call me, I'm not going to rescue you. Yes, it is. You know that I told you they don't like that 14 month business. You keep. Hey, all the man, what you saying?
20 seconds. On the 20, three countries in West Africa: Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. 3 countries that are led by military rule.
Right.
Have decided to leave the ECOWAS.
Right.
So you have instability in the region. You know, the issue of war crime supposed to be heavily guarded by security. You don't have the chief. You don't have the Minister of Justice yet. I'm not sure we have that yet. You don't no not justice but defense. We still don't have a current minister of appointed Minister of Defense. We don't have the armed forces of Liberia. The chief. How do you call it?
Chief of Staff.
What's your name? Chief of Staff. So you have to look at the implications of these security implications. So Baka is not stupid. I
like your analogy.
That's it. People don't see. You think Baka is stupid? No. On the 22nd, he brought it up. Currently, there are discussions in Liberia talking about how we can. How they can look at the security sector as we appoint the Minister of Defense and then of the AFL and stuff like that. So they have to hold on. You need a very tight security before you start talking about war crime code. People need to be very smart. Thank you.
You're right. Thank you very much. And you will be the last caller for the night. Thank you, my brother. Okay. Let's come back. Mr. George, you're in the process of wrapping it for us. Go ahead.
Yes, so yeah, that the thing, the issue that was a security breach. And you don't blame Mr. Barker for that, you blame the security, the SS director. Yes, that's their job. That was a security breach. I don't care whoever want to spin it. That was a security breach right there. So that one don't need to spin it. Sedition are raising all the issues. They talk about money. There are two approaches written for me. I saw a whole lot of sedition representatives yelling that they must summon the bank governor finally to come and show how much was left. But let me play the let me ask them the question. When George Weah took over, did he show the consolidated account and the reserve that he showed to us? He told us that Ellen did not leave no money there. Did people raise that question?
You're right.
They didn't raise no question. I believe in accountability. Now, Honorable Barker said it was 20.5 million that he left there. Now, if the speech writer omitted anything, then those people should take responsibility for their action. But if it can also be true, then of course, the we are there government again should take responsibility, and that means again, President, we are lies to the nation. So sedition, don't be jumping here and there. You and myself not there. We were not there. So I think Amarcon wrote the bank governor. So number doesn't lie, the people will not lie. So Lord wait, let the Senate, those in charge, let it go, let the people bring the document to show us how much actually was in the account that was left there. The next I want to talk, sedition, why you're not talking about the $1.33 billion that debt your government level us in. What can you people show for that kind of money? Why you're not talking about that? Kete, why you're not talking about that? Compared to what Ellen left. In 6 years, you're wrap up $1.33 billion. What is it that you can show us for that kind of money? Then you want to come and raise the issue like your debt so much that the Liberian people do not appreciate you people. So you want to start compare the figures to see what you did with the kind of money. Your deferred payment to the African Union and the African Development Bank. Liberia is on sanction. Honor George Weah. Why you can't talk about those things? But your court can't talk tapata, oh, this one, they want to deflect it. The lawmaker has taken seize of the matter. So we'll see who is telling the truth, whether Honorable Barker or George Weah. But all these things you're dead. Why you don't talk about it? Because you know why you don't got a face. And maybe you're reading it, but you cannot discuss it. But you want to take other issues to deflect the reality on the ground. This is why sedition will want to do, and someone will not allow them to get away with it. The Keter will not allow them to get away with it. And I was following the conversation. This road issue, he didn't put numbers on the road issue. Mr. Toy is the expert in the area. I don't know, to put a figure on it right now would be the appropriate thing to do, because some of these roads will not need that much money that as normally they charge for the road. Like taking, for instance, the Rafi road. The road, the quota are already there. The road there. I don't think they're doing that much deep digging for that kind of price of the road, because it's not something they're going to break a forest and think. No. So I think some of these things need a careful study to actually come up, because Samson told not be around to start questioning the engineer to say, hey, hold on. There's road already here. How many feet you going to dig that you want the kind of money? So these are some of the things for me I'm looking at. Education. Right now, I will not tell them to put any figure on education. I think there should be a proper study to know how much they will invest 1 year, 2 years, 3 years to come up with. But if you call something right now and you got a budget short for them, what happened? We'll get behind you. So I just want to leave it on that note.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me go to Mali's and then Mr. So can take us home. Mali, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. To. One thing I will not make it my duty on the platform is to compare and contrast between CDC and this government. CDC got nothing to lose right now. We can say anything we want to say, they don't care. If Joseph Walker create the condition or create the atmosphere for CDC to pick up something and run with it, they are going to run with it. So my only advice to the diehard and the well-wishers of the Unity Party and the rescue team is, do not create a scenario for the people to dance with it. Don't do that. The inaugural budget, it was a fiasco. Now you had just put red meat in the opposition mob to run. And when they're running, just look at them, because you created the condition for them to talk. That one. Two, the speech. But George, just talk about the speech. There is no way a speech writer will write speech for the president and the president go sleep. He just take it and go read. No. He got to rehearse his speech. He got to know what went inside. He got to know the detail he gave is word for word. So if the speech writer wrote a speech and there are omission and you president, you just get on and go deliver it, it's on your government. It's not on the speech letter. Okay? That simply means you're not up to speed as Mr. President. When they read your speech, you just lay it down. Whether they put wrong English, their voice subject agreement, or the one you dictated, nothing. So it cannot be, in my view, it cannot be on the speech writer, it'll be on the president. Lastly, I got a question for Mr. Toll and Pa George. Is there any reason why is it up to now the president and few or the people he had nominated, they have not declared their access for it to be published since inauguration? I don't know the details, but do we think it should be issue of concern after all the noise? Thank you.
But let me just push back on
Yeah,
you.
Mr. George, just briefly so Mr. So can take it.
Yeah, let me just push back a little bit. When a speech writer writes a speech, you look at it, you ask them, if this is it, if you certify, they say yes.
Who look at it?
The president, if the president look at it and say, this is what we said is right here, he asked them to say yes.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work that way.
You were talking. So if the speech writer write anything and the person go out to read and he come back, there's an information that was omitted, they are responsible. That's their job.
No.
Well, we're not acting on that one. Okay. Now, the question you asked about why today, yesterday in the Liberian Senate,
I said the president and his team. I'm talking about the president. No, don't bring other factor in. I said the president and his team, please. Let be in the lane.
Let me ask you, when you're speaking, people don't say anything. Why won't
no, but you're bringing in something that I didn't say. I said the president and his appointees. I didn't say the Senate did something voluntarily. I didn't go there.
All right,
Why are you
Mr.
going
George,
there?
just address the president and his
Address my question.
Okay, Mr. George, you can address that. Just 1 or 2 seconds.
No, I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to say.
Okay, thank you, Mr. So close.
You pleaded fifth?
Yeah.
He pleaded fifth. Thank you. And I'm true. I don't get nothing to say. That's a fact.
Yeah, because you know when people ask a question, they want to answer the way
yeah,
they think.
yeah, it is.
No,
I think
what happened? Specific.
Mali,
This
that
is
was,
when you
I think that was unfair. That was
this is why you do. And when people question you, then you get angry.
What do you mean by angry? We don't
I
get
saw you
angry.
in
Angry on the
I saw you
platform.
yesterday. I saw you
No,
yesterday.
we're not angry. We're exchanging
I said
views.
I said your way.
I said we were not angry. He and myself were not angry.
Okay, guys.
No.
Guys,
Listen.
hold on,
No,
guys.
we're not
I said
angry.
you. I didn't say Sissy.
No, Sissy and
But
myself were not angry.
You were. Listen. I didn't say Sissy were angry. I said you.
Joy.
I was not angry. Sissy were not angry. Nobody was angry here.
But I just want to tell you,
Mr. George, 1 second, please. So here is the deal. You know, I swear to God, now old people are called protected police right now. You, by the way, you closer to me, say, I'll get your husband ready to go, they take you off stage. But on a serious note here, look, these are very serious conversation that we are having. I can say what I feel that I can defend. You can object to it. You can give your versions and be convincing to my argument. And I will do our audience very, very, very much disservice if the end point they can't get a takeaway. Just how other party people. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, just coming to that. So I just want us to understand that we have our own self-interpretation as to how we understand it. I can disagree with you, but let us not interrupt. Let people make their point. When they make their point, it's left with we are not law enforcers as people here. The audience will judge our argument and ultimately they will know who to agree with. So go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, don't plead the fifth.
No, go ahead. I'm done. I said I don't have an answer.
We don't need to. Okay. Well, remember, this guy is a guy who is pushing the campaign to take a socially democratic government to Liberia. So we got to be careful with him as well. And we're going to be holding him accountable. And not just only that, bear in mind, he wants to restore capital.
No, he doesn't like accountability because he pushed against accountability.
So I don't know why I would say. But yeah, this is where I kind of a little bit differ with you, Mr. George, as well, to say they don't feed you on it. And that's my view, that's my opinion. I think all of the parties that participated in the democratic process of becoming president should first and foremost get an idea what they are going to inherit. Unless somebody did not take a survey or take a campaign tour to know the conditions of our roles, the school educate, the school, the health. That is why it is important we need to be holding our campaigns, political parties, people. You see, we argued that here. Why these people are not having like some foreign affairs policy advisor? One of these campaigns, if their president not speak, chairman can speak. You can see any other person to come over because these are things to try to avoid. So at the end of the day, we can hold them accountable. I don't want to agree with that. If in the president's address, if the president is able to outline the number of paved roads and can tell exactly over 13,000 kilometer roads left over, I assume his technical team, people who perhaps have been the projected minister of public work education, they could have been doing some studies. And this is where they are not doing due diligence to our leaders, and they come, then they just dash out of the responsibility of that. Not necessarily, but to have a rough idea. That will give a hope to say, oh, this person is ready, this person is prepared. He or she is aware of where the country is falling short in terms of education, health, infrastructure. Well, the money may not be there, but you have to present these sort of huge figures so as to give the international community and the donors to say, this is guy here, he's off for a business, and that would be outlined. I mean, that's my view on that. Liberal, good night. Thank you so much for sanctioning my voice, for not allowing me to talk here. But remember, I told you I'm an Israeli. You do me, I do you.
Good night,
Tomorrow
Mr. So.
is my night.
Good night. Mr. George, Mr. Male, Mr. So, thank you guys very much. I think it was a wonderful show. Thank you guys very much.
Good night.
So we want to be here tomorrow, but Joyce.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good night. Again, folks, Samson to Liberian Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in. Been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Of course, we started hot, and then we were able to provide some, whatever it is. But I want to thank you guys very much. Please tune in tomorrow for Mr. Soul Show, where we'll have some wonderful, wonderful conversation as well. This is what we do here on Liberian Public Radio. And those of you that continue to join us, I want to take a special opportunity here to say thank you.
Liberal, 1 minute.
Like you don't have anything to do, Mr. So go ahead.
1 second. I'm gonna credit you that time till tomorrow, just in case. Look, and like here, we've always saying here we welcome people who are willing to make these sort of sacrifices and giving back to the country in terms of want to be a contributor, analyst. That is okay. Just have that tolerance that, hey, just how we critique people, people can also poke at you. So after the program, I'm going to throw that message in a group chat. I just want to say after the program, already I got a phone call, a gentleman who been calling a couple of times here on this program, and he decided that, oh, so I want to be a contributor. And I asked him why, but tomorrow I will let him to explain his reason. You know, I don't have too much a secret like you who try to protect people. So hopefully if it goes well with him, if everything is okay, but I think it will be, we will have the president. I don't know whether he's a liberal. I'm skeptical of having a lot of
name.
That's not your business. Oh, you forget when you tell people that not your business. You come on my show. So I'm only concerned whether he's a liberal or some moderate or another moja guy. That's I don't understand. But we'll tell them when they come here, they need to declare their identity. But the idea of liberal getting most of these guys on this network on his side now is my concern. Good night.
Good night. Thank you. Again, folks, I'm saying to Liberian Public Radio, I want to thank all of you, as I was saying. Many of you tune into us. It's not like you don't have anything to do. You have a lot to do. But the fact that you turn into us is a sign of respect, and I will continue to say that. And we want to make sure that you have the best, all the best we can offer. And the fact that you're always with us every night, night in, night out, something to say that you really enjoy us, and we also enjoy your company as well. Thank you very much, and please continue to watch Liberian Public Radio. Again, we'll say good night to all of you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. Good night, folks.